to well, this guy, I don't think he want to elect, but I'm gonna make. You can't make him an elect. Everything was predestined. The position that you have was predestined. If you do make it, it was predestined before the foundation of the earth.
To the allegory part. I know, so I'm gonna read it so you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
so
but real quick, to understand where I'm coming from, real quick, where it's like that's like a trap question. I don't written for everybody.
He doesn't know. That's why you should shut the fuck up. You know, if you wanted to, if you were in a mechanics course to learn how to do auto mechanics, and the teacher's teaching you, and you questioning, well, why does that go there? Why shouldn't you do this? Use this tool. They're gonna tell you to shut up or fucking leave. Now, I'm gonna fix the car the way I want to fix it.
That even when we look at the New Testament, it's for just like me and 6'5" went through in the beginning. I pulled up so many scriptures. He pulled up so many scriptures. We went back and forth for 45 minutes, and I was able to prove my point. From his standpoint, it looked like he was able to prove his point as well.
So let me ask you a question: are all men created equal in America?
78 organs and 200 and 600 muscles and
according to what's written.
He said, well, that's a weird question. Is all men created equal in America?
In American Constitution, it says all men are created equal. Okay,
you're talking about. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, yeah, it says that in the Constitution.
Okay, so when that Constitution was written, were there slaves?
What were there slaves? Probably not.
Yeah, this is in the 1700s.
Or was slaves? Yeah, was slaves. Yeah.
Right. So were they a part of the equal?
He can't even identify with the fact. He had to think about whether nigga your foreparents, unless you born outside, unless you Nigerian or something, you know, a nigga that can't. You ask him about slavery in America. What slavery you talking about? I don't know what you talking about. Do you have a doc? You got to let that nigga go.
When it says all men are created equal,
we know that I've already conceded to all of it. Not even conceded, but we already had an agreement that the white colonizers was racist.
No, right? No. It ain't even about the racism aspect of it. It's just about the wording. So let's say right now we read the American Constitution that says all men are created equal. So somebody can say that don't know the history of when it was written and say, see, America is for everybody because it says all men are created equal. But when you go into the history of that, you know that was a constitution that was written for a specific set of men or for a specific set of people, but not for the other people. So
agreed.
Read,
I don't think the argument. Yeah, I don't think the argument is. Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So when we read Ezekiel 18:1, it says, "The word of the Lord came unto me again, saying, What mean ye that use this proverb concerning the land of Israel?" So now, just like we know all men are created equal, now we know that this proverb, everything that we're about to read, is
it's fair use.
Concerning the land of Israel. It's not concerning any other land. It's not concerning any other region. So when it says all souls are mine, it's only talking about the souls in Israel because that's the land that it's concerning. But what Christians do is they'll read all souls are mine.
Right, all souls are mine. The soul that sinneth it shall die. The only ones that were that committed sin were the ones that received the law. When you break the law, you broken the law that committed sin. Wasn't that the Canaanites? I'm talking about the law that was given to Moses.
And they'll forget that it's written to the people in Israel. They'll think it's for everybody, and that's where. When people think we have this particular worldview, it's not that we have a particular worldview. We just reading what the text is and washing off the indoctrination of Christianity.
Got it. So, and I don't think we have a disagreement there. I don't think me and 6'5", we never disagreed on that part. The part where I'm arguing on is this.
Enslaved.
So your argument is where did racism come from? You're looking at, you used an example of, well, when the Constitution was it written for all people? I say, well, back then, no, it wasn't written for all people because it was slaves back then. So obviously everyone wasn't equal because the slaves wasn't equal to the white man. We get that. My argument is not about any of that. My argument is a meta ethics argument. It's about morality. So I'm coming from, is racism morally right or morally wrong? We know that there is some scriptures can be, interpreted to seem racist. We know that. We know that there's how
Interpreted to seem racist. Oh my.
Many people can interpret the Bible. They can interpret it to promote wars, to promote racism, to promote a pedophilia, to promote grape. They can use it to promote all of these weird, immoral worldviews.
Right.
I think we all can agree with that.
Right.
So, how you three Hebrew Israelites interpretate the Bible, what me 6'5" and Gorilla, what we were speaking about before you came in, because you may agree with them, you may not, I don't know, or unless y'all are homies, I don't know. But we came to the conclusion that God is racist. Then Gorilla did explain, well, it's a different type of racist. Correct me if I'm wrong, you said that he's not partially racism. What's the word you used?
I said he has racist ideals, and
got it.
I used the reference of the law about usury. We can lend usury to the heathen, but not to our brother.
Okay.
Also, you can see a roadkill to the non-Israelites.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, well, God has racist ideals. So then, when I think about it, because this is my first time speaking to y'all, and maybe y'all never picked up any of my ism. Here's my mantra: influence creates thinking, and thinking creates behavior. It's
Right.
It's pretty undefeatable. You can't really defeat it. I debated it a lot. People tried to defeat it. You can't defeat it. So if we are all made in God's image, well, in your worldview, the Hebrew Israelites are made in God's image, right?
When he created man in his image. The image is talking about the ability to receive instructions. Those instructions.
That's a good point. I wasn't talking about we look like God, so to speak. Image. You can have a son that looks absolutely not like you, but you can say that's the image. That's a spitting image of his father, meaning you act just like your father. That's all that means. Image is one aspect to it,
Instructions or laws he gave to the children of Israel, and in the righteous way, we would have filtered it out to everybody else.
But we didn't do that.
Right. It was
Okay, but we didn't do that.
Yep.
Got it.
Right. We failed at the job. That's correct.
Okay, so okay. All right. Well, this is okay. Now I'm learning something different where you guys didn't put that in. Okay, so the Hebrew Israelites, the original ones, failed at the job of distributing the law and order, I guess, to the rest of man. So I just want to expound on my point, and then I got you. So then my argument stands firm. It's still like, if God is a racist, and we know that influence creates thinking and thinking creates behavior, we also know that in Matthew 7:12, racism is the part where I have a problem with. I don't think that the God that I believe in is racist.
So
the God that you believe in is a fucking white man. When you think about God, Caesar Borgia pops up in your head. Not no black man. Not no one day it's an Arab-looking God, the next day it's a God that looks like a frog. No, your Jesus is a white Jesus, okay? And I don't have to prove that. I just know. When you said God, when I pray to God, you're thinking about a fucking white man.
I think sometimes when we think of the word racism itself, we look at the reputation that the white man puts on his racism, enslaving and stuff like that. You don't read in the Bible, and that's why I like the word Guerrilla Hebrew use. You don't read in the Bible where, because we use the term racist, because that's the word we use today, that Israel went out and enslaved anybody to obey this God. But there is a people that did
Andrew
use
Wilson,
slavery.
I got you, man.
But there is a people that did use slavery to make their belief in this God that they said existed within the realms of the Bible. But when you actually go into the Bible, it's not racism, it's a law or code of ethics that will keep us right to the Most High. So if you take a race of people and God, first of all, when you say that that God is not racist, Genesis 10:32, God created the races. If God wanted everybody to be the same, when Noah came out of the flood with his 3 sons, he would have just kept us all the same. But what did he do? He created a nation of Hamites, a nation of Japhites, a nation of Shemites. In Genesis 10:32, the scriptures say he divided the nations. That's racism within itself. And then he gave each nation their own land, their own rules. He just chose to use Israel. And Deuteronomy 7:6 says he put Israel above all nations. So now, if we as Israelites, we don't go out and preach hate. That's like the racism y'all think about. Y'all think we preach go harm somebody, go do something to somebody. We don't teach that. We actually teach the opposite. He said, don't, when you do businesses, there's a way that you can trade. Like if I land really
listening, there's a bunch of things I don't actually understand here. Maybe you can give me some clarification on. The first is, forgive me if I'm wrong about this, but I honestly don't think anybody gives a shit if blacks segregate. I don't think they care at all.
Have you heard about Ryoko Pro? This is the cutting-edge portable Wi-Fi hotspot that people wish they found out about sooner.
Like, well, who would? They don't. They like literally don't care.
That is an argument.
Who cares, right?
I got you, Gorilla. I'll explain to him. So,
okay.
Yeah. So currently, right now, Andrew Wilson, we got 3 Hebrew Israelites, and some of the things that they like. My debate. My arguments with them is not about the separation and stuff like that, or the segregation. If blacks separate, has nothing to do with that.
He says we got 3 Hebrew Israelites. So what in the hell is he? This guy is gone.
My debate with them, which they really can't seem to give me a solid answer on, is this. It's all about the racists. So they believe in that God is going to, only the Hebrew Israelites is going to be at the top of the hierarchy in heaven.
They don't just believe it, the Bible says it. What you mean believe? They believe. If you interpreted some, oh my goodness.
Heaven. This is what they believe in. This is what they explain to me. Everyone else that makes it to heaven, they're going to be below the Hebrew Israelites. The only
he doesn't even understand the concept of heaven. The heaven is going to be on earth. The kingdom is going to be on earth. We're going to be in a physical form on the earth. When you say heaven, you're talking about, because these clown-ass Christians think everybody's just going to go to heaven and we're going to be eating chicken and waffles in heaven. No, you don't eat in heaven.
Reason why the Hebrew Israelites is going to be above of everyone else in heaven is because of the ethnicity, is because of their race. So my argument was God a racist. All of them confirmed and said, yes, God is a racist.
So it's a DNA chosen people thing?
DNA chosen people thing, yeah.
Not a DNA thing, but there is a chosen people that God chose.
Well, is it a mental state, or is it a physical component which makes you the chosen people? Meaning, is it biological, or is it just a status of mental capacity, a mental state? Like, for instance, if a Christian says, I believe Jesus Christ died on the cross, this is a mental state, right? So is it,
Yes,
are we talking about a, so are we talking about a biological state?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I read this scripture?
Like essentially, there's a biological prerequisite to be in that upper echelon. It's a prerequisite. It's not an absolute qualification.
Yeah, I understand.
It's a prerequisite.
But you understand that there's immediately something which is fallacious, which is happening here, just by the very argument of
Fallacious meaning false. If you don't know, I don't want you to go and look at
biology. Nobody at the time that any of the Old Testament was written or the New Testament had any understanding of DNA, no conceptualization of this whatsoever. They only had the conceptualization of house lineage. But the idea of blood itself being in some way passed down, and it's through that blood that you will receive X, That wasn't the actual conceptualization. It was from House.
Well, that's what we're talking about. We're still talking about the House of Israel.